Welcome to Nurse on Call. This podcast provides emotional support and general education from a registered nurse. It is not medical or mental health treatment and does not replace care from a licensed provider. If you are experiencing a mental health emergency or an immediate danger, please contact emergency services or crisis hotline in your area. Always seek care from a qualified healthcare or mental health professional for individual concerns. Thank you. Hi everyone, welcome back. Today we're talking about something deeply tender. When health anxiety follows real illness. Sometimes anxiety doesn't come out of nowhere. Sometimes it grows from an experience that truly shook you. A diagnosis, a hospital stay, a medical scare, a chronic condition, or even a loss. And when that happens, your anxiety isn't random. It has a story. If you've ever felt like your body betrayed you, if you've struggled to trust your health after something scary, this episode is for you. Take a slow, deep breath with me. Let's walk through this gently. Before I continue, I want to say that I'm grateful to have you listening today. Thank you. Thank you for taking time out of your day by tuning in and listening to my podcast. My intent is to provide stories, reassurance, support, and peace when your body surprises you. There is something uniquely destabilizing about a medical event. Before it happened, you may felt relatively safe in your body. Then, suddenly, a symptom appeared out of nowhere. A test came back abnormal. Maybe you landed in the ER. A doctor said words that you weren't prepared for, or someone you love declined faster than expected. In that moment, your brain learned something powerful. Health can change quickly. And once the brain learns that lesson, it doesn't forget easily. It updates its threat system. It says, we need to stay alert now. The alertness is protective, but when it never turns off, it becomes exhausting. Medical experiences can be traumatic, even when they end well. Trauma isn't just about what happened. It's about how overwhelmed your nervous system felt. If during a medical event you felt helpless, out of control, afraid you might die, afraid you might lose someone, unheard, or even dismissed, your nervous system may have stored that memory as danger. Now, when you feel even a small sensation, your body reacts as if it might be happening again. Your heart races, your mind scans, your muscles tense. You may not cautiously think about the past event, but your body remembers. That's not weakness, that's biology. Health anxiety looks different when you already have a condition. It may sound like, is this a flare-up? Is this progression of the illness? Is this serious? Is this going to get worse? There is a layer of realism here. Some vigilance is necessary, but hypervigilance is different. Hypervigilance feels like constant monitoring, difficulty relaxing, interpreting neutral sensations as warning signs, avoiding activities for fear of triggering something, and living with anticipation instead of presence. Living with chronic illness requires awareness, but it does not require constant alarm. And learning that difference is a part of healing. I knew a patient, her name was Maria. She was in her early 50s when she was diagnosed with type 2 diabetes. At first, she approached it the way many people do, with determination. She listened carefully to her doctor. She adjusted her diet, started checking her blood sugars, and told herself, "I've got this." And for a while, she did. But over time, something began to shift. What started as routine, checking her glucose, slowly became something else. Every number started to carry weight. If it was a little high, she felt like she had failed. If it dropped lower than expected, she felt a wave of panic. She began checking more often, then more, and then more. Sometimes even when she felt fine. One evening, Maria felt slightly shaky while sitting on the couch. It could have been anything: fatigue, hunger, stress. But her mind went straight to one thought. What if my sugar is dangerously low? Her heart started racing. Her hands felt cold. She rushed back to check her levels. They were normal. But her body didn't calm down right away. That moment stayed with her. After that, the anxiety grew quietly. She started avoiding going out alone. What if something happened in public? She kept snacks in every bag, every room, every pocket, just in case. She would wake up in the middle of the night to check her blood sugar, even without symptoms. Her world didn't shrink all at once. It happened gradually and almost invisibly. And the hardest part? From the outside, she looked like she was managing her diabetes well. During one clinic visit, her labs were stable. Her numbers were good. But when her provider asked, "How have you been feeling?" she paused. And then she said something she hadn't said out loud before. "I'm scared all the time." That was the moment things began to change. Because what Maria was experiencing wasn't just about diabetes anymore. It was anxiety, something many people living with chronic illness face, but don't always talk about. Her body had learned to stay alert, to anticipate danger, and to prepare for something going wrong even when it wasn't. With support, she started to understand something important. She wasn't overreacting. She wasn't losing control. Her mind was trying to protect her. Over time, she learned small ways to ground herself. Pausing before immediately reacting to a number. Reminding herself, "I have tools, I know what to do." And talking openly about her fears instead of carrying them alone. Maria still has diabetes type 2, but she no longer lives in constant fear of it. If you see yourself in her story, even a little, know this. Chronic illness doesn't just affect the body, it affects the mind too, and both deserve care. After real illness, the nervous system often says, "I cannot be surprised like that again." So it tries to predict everything. If I monitor closely enough, if I research enough, if I prepare enough, then maybe I can avoid shock. But the truth is, monitoring doesn't eliminate uncertainty. It just increases exhaustion. You cannot prevent every possibility, and carrying that responsibility alone is too heavy. When trust feels broken. One of the hardest parts of illness is broken trust. Trust in your body, trust in the system, trust in doctors, trust in the future. You may think, "I thought I was fine last time, and I wasn't." That thought makes your brain hesitant to relax, because relaxing feels risky. Letting your guard down feels dangerous, so your nervous system stays ready, even when you don't consciously want it to. Rebuilding trust takes time. and gentleness. The difference between awareness and alarm. This is an important distinction. Awareness says, I notice this, I'll monitor it calmly. Alarm says, this is urgent, something is wrong. After real illness, alarm can become the default, but you can retrain the system to differentiate. One helpful step is clarity. Work with your provider to define what symptoms require urgent care, what symptoms can be monitored, what patterns are typical, and what patterns are not. Clarity reduces catastrophic guessing. Structure reduces panic. When your brain knows the rules, it doesn't have to invent them. Sometimes the anxiety isn't about the current symptom. It's about the memory. If you've ever processed what happened, emotionally, your nervous system may still be stuck there. It can help to talk about the experience. You may write about it. You can work with a therapist trained in trauma or health anxiety, and acknowledging how scared you were. You may have minimized it, said, it wasn't that bad, but if your body is still reacting, it mattered. Your fear was real, and it deserves acknowledgement. Gentle nervous system repair. Rebuilding safety doesn't mean ignoring symptoms. It means pairing awareness with calm regulation. When a sensation arises, pause, breathe, and tell yourself, I have handled this before. I have a plan. I know what to watch for. I know how to treat this. If appropriate, give yourself a set of time to reassess instead of constant monitoring. Structure creates safety. Predictability calms the brain. Over time, repeated calm responses teach your nervous system not every situation equals crisis. That repetition builds new pathways, slowly. After illness, it's easy to shift from living to monitoring. You might avoid exercise, traveling, avoid plans, and even avoid anything that feels unpredictable. Shrinking your life to reduce risk also shrinks your joy. Healing includes gradually expanding again, not recklessly, but intentionally. Small steps, short outings, gentle movement, moments of presence. You deserve more than survival mode. If this episode is bringing up memories or tension, pause with me. Feel your feet on the floor. Take a slow breath. Notice your surroundings. Right now, in this very moment, are you safe? Most likely, yes. That doesn't erase the past, but it anchors you in the present. And the present is where healing happens. Before we close today, I want to leave you with this. When anxiety follows real illness, it can feel confusing because part of you knows your concerns are valid. Did something happen? Your body did change. You did have a real experience. And yet, the fear lingers longer than the moment itself. It shows up in the quiet, in the what ifs, in the constant checking, questioning, and second guessing. If you've been living in that space where your body and your mind both feel like they're on high alert, I want you to know this. You're not overreacting. You're responding to something that mattered. But you also deserve to feel safe again in your own body. This is something we don't talk about enough. The emotional aftermath of illness. The part that stays with you long after the diagnosis, long after the treatment and long after everyone else thinks you're okay. If this episode felt close to home, if you've been carrying a story like this, I want to open this space for you. You can share your story with me, not be judged, not be minimized, but to be heard, understood, and held with care. Please feel free to email me at nurseoncallpod@gmail.com. Whether it's something you're going through right now or something you've been holding on to quietly, your story matters. And it might be the exact story someone else needs to hear to feel less alone. As you move on with your day, take a moment. Take a breath. Soften and let down your shoulders. You don't have to have all the answers right now. You don't have to figure everything out all at once. You are allowed to take this moment, one moment at a time. And I'll be right here with you. Honor your experiences without living inside them. And remember, vigilance helped you survive, but it doesn't have to define how you live. Please be kind to your body and even kinder to your heart. I'll see you next week. Nurse on Call.